Yo, what is going on? Welcome to another Geeks podcast episode. I am the one, the only King Mexico. We're also about to redo our introduction because we're going live on Instagram. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Geeks podcast. We are live here on Instagram as well. We are back on Facebook, Instagram, the Twitch, and
YouTube.
we're on four channels, all simultaneously at the same time. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, the man, the one, the only, the most chaotic panelist and podcast host in all of Texas, King Mexico. Also joining me is the man with the plan. He's the man that runs the skinny, the Texas Gaming Hedgehog, spin dashing his way into your ears and into your hearts. Keyblade Sonic.
Hi, everybody. Today is Monday. It is very
Feels
hot
like a
outside.
Monday.
Yeah, the most Garfield thing ever.
It's-
Now we know what Garfield feels like.
Yeah, it is. It
June
feels like
24th.
91 outside right now. Right
Yeah,
now.
it feels really hot outside.
And that's saying something because later on this week, it's gonna be in the mid 90s all week. I feel like a weatherman now. It's going to be hot as balls.
Yeah.
Let me
Gosh,
see. Expect
yeah.
sunny skies. The highs will reach 95 on this humid day. Oof. No, it's
Just the way they describe that too.
yeah. That's a no for me there, champ. No, I'll pass on the humidity. What is going? Okay, so shout out to our people on the Instagram that we're streaming as well. So we're streaming on Twitch, like I said, YouTube, and everything else. So Frost Elf cosplay. It's definitely a Monday. Mr. Splatter and Shinigami Goatee 13. What's up?
Yeah. Hi, honey.
It's
That's
what-
my girlfriend. Go follow her, please. She
Yes,
has
go.
this great cosplay, so please give her a shout out here.
Yeah, you gotta follow the partners of the podcast because it's not just they suffer too because we're the ones on here talking all the mess. And they gotta bear it. All right, so anything on the skinny?
Okay, well, last week was a Nintendo Direct happened. That was actually pretty interesting. So there was a lot of highlights. So the ones that stood out to me, highlight wise, was that after so many years and like after 7 years, pretty much, we finally got gameplay of Metroid Prime 4, and it's got a new title, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It is coming out on the Switch. They showed gameplay of it. Looked really good, actually, for a Switch game. I'll say that. And that's coming out next year, 2025. And based on the rumors about the new Switch successor, don't be surprised if it's also a launch title for the next console, similar to what Breath of the Wild was. That's what I'm thinking. So another game that kind of stood out was a new Mario and Luigi RPG game, Mario and Luigi Brothership. That's coming out in November. Which is kind of surreal because the developer of the Mario Luigi series, Alpha Dream, sadly shut down, bankruptcy and all that stuff a couple of years ago. So it's kind of curious who's developing this one, but I guess we'll wait and see on that. Mm-hmm. And in the third-party section about the Nintendo Direct, for me, that stand out was Capcom announcing a Marvel vs. Capcom collection, which actually kind of shocked me. So it's going to have 7 games, which is X-Men Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and The Punisher, which was an arcade beat 'em up made by Capcom. Pretty fun co-op game. That's coming out later this year, not only on the Switch, but also on PS4 and Steam. So Xbox users, you guys are out of luck as of right now.
I mean, that game. Most of them. The only one that came out on Xbox was Marvel's Capcom 2.
Marvel's Capcom 1 as well.
It did? The first one?
Yeah, it was part of Marvel's Capcom Origins. That's what it's called. It's like some collection.
Right.
Yeah,
but I was talking about like the OG games.
Yeah, I think X-Men, Street Fighter, and then Marvel Superheroes. And a couple of.
Most of those were exclusively on Saturn,
Yeah, some of them were on Saturn. Marvel's Capcom 2 and 1 were on PS. Marvel's Capcom 1 was on PS1 and Dreamcast.
which was the worst one.
Yeah, then Marvel's Capcom 2 was on Dreamcast, PS2, and Xbox. Which, yeah, the Dreamcast one, people still play the Dreamcast version.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Let me see. So Marvel's Capcom. So the HD Origins, like you said, did come out Xbox 360, but as far as Xbox OG, it was just
Marvel's Capcom 2.
yeah. Uh, and most of them were like we said, they were exclusively Sega Saturn. Marvel's Capcom, Marvel Superheroes, and like they were like on the Japanese PlayStation, but being US, we got nothing.
Didn't get much because Saturn wasn't doing so well here in the U.S. That's another story for another day.
Yeah, that's right. So and one of the game. Oh, so if you go back and watch our last Monday episode, I predicted a Legend of Zelda game. I thought it was
And
gonna be Twilight Princess,
no, and then we end up getting. We did get a Zelda game, but not the way we expected. So
The Legend of Link.
yeah, basically, yeah. So the game's called The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. So in this game, you'll be playing as Zelda this time. So what you do is, in terms of like, Zelda has a new weapon that allows her to like create like copies of stuff. For example, she can make like copies of tables that she can use to like as a platform, like a ladder or something like that. Or if like she could like copy a rock and throw it at like opponents at bad guys and enemies and stuff. It actually looks really good. Looks surprising. So it has the same art style as the Link's Awakening remake that came out a few years ago on the Switch. So that game will be releasing in September. I think the 26th, if I remember correct, or 16th. I'm trying to remember. That was actually kind of a surprise. That was a surprise game for me.
Mhm.
Fact,
I was kind of hoping we were gonna get like the remaster uh, Twilight Princess on the because they're pretty much doing all the games
yeah,
from
all the
the
Wii U ports.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I was kind of hoping for that. Um, I mean, really, those were the only ones that kind of caught my eye. Marvel's Capcom.
yeah, that was one I was waiting for because I was kind of surprised because for years people have been asking for Marvel's Capcom 2 to come back. You know, especially after Infinite, the way that game came out, people thought Marvel's Capcom was dead or something like that. But it's actually kind of cool to see Marvel's Capcom 2 for like the modern consoles. And people are like, oh, how come it's only coming on a PS4, Switch, and Steam, not on PS5? Well, I mean, you can play it on the PS5 anyway.
Mhm.
Um, and it's going to be on Steam, you know, probably on the Steam Deck. And another one that kind of surprised me too, we're getting a new Mario Party, which is kind of interesting because one thing that stood out to me was you get to play with other like 20 other people. So it's like a Mario Party battle royale.
Oh, so it's gonna be just as much trash talking as Call of Duty on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, we're gonna see who really would last 2009 Xbox Live.
There's gonna be a lot of fighting. I can just
Yeah,
already see it. The world, the world lived in harmony, and everything changed until Mario Party showed up.
yeah. So Mario Party decided to do a battle royale. um, and let's see what other thing they announced, which was so one actually. Here's another one that surprised the hell out of me. Stray, that the game with starting the cat on the PS5 is coming to Switch, and I was like, what did they have to do to like compress to put that game on the Switch?
Oh God, I don't even want to real. It's probably what it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of those games that are streamed.
Actually, surprisingly, no. It's actually not going to be streamed.
No,
No,
what? I'm
because
not looking forward to it. I saw Mortal Kombat.
one,
I
yeah.
saw the Dark Knight, the Batman game, the
Oh, Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, and I played Outlast. Oh no, not Outlast. What was it called?
The Outer Lands.
Outer
Outer Lands, right?
Lands.
Yeah,
Yeah, I played that one. Those were all so like that one was so awful.
on the Switch.
It was so bad on the Switch. Oh, we got a celebrity here. John is watching the show.
Oh, hello. How are you? Good to hear from you again.
All right, guys. So, I mean, other than that, I really don't have anything. This last week was so it hasn't been very eventful as far as except the Nintendo thing.
Yeah. And speaking of Nintendo, so for anybody in the Houston area, this weekend, Nintendo is going to be doing this little Play Nintendo tour So that's going to take place this weekend, Friday, June 27th, no, June 28th through June 30th. It's going to be taking place at the Woodlands Mall. So basically, you get a chance to play demos, get some prizes, etc., all that kind of stuff. Anybody out there wants to want to be cool down with their kids, yeah, take them there.
What? You sound
I
like
know.
a parent.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of people we know that are parents, so I mean,
Okay, that's fair. That's
it's
fair.
yeah.
All right. All right. So before we talk about today's subject, let's just keep in mind that Vic is not our main focus.
Yeah,
Today
we
we are
just
going to talk briefly about Vic, but we're going to talk about the community. I'm not going to spend an hour talking about Anime Matsuri. We're going to do that in August. I kind of want to save that for then.
Mhm.
I know it's a running joke that we absolutely don't like Anime Matsuri. We're not the only channel that's very vocal and active when it comes to like sharing our dislike or whatever you want to call it. Like we just don't like the
disdain.
con
Yeah,
disdain. Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Um, we're definitely not the only group. We're not the only channel. There's a lot of people out there that have expressed, that they are upset with the convention. They don't like it. They're never going to go back, which is fine. Like you don't have to support Anime Matsuri. It's like, but there are a lot of people that do support Anime Matsuri that don't know. And then there are people that support the convention and they just don't care.
Yeah, they just
They're,
they kind of like sweep it under the rug.
yeah. So shout out to, like I said, John joined us, Phil Ranger joined us, Heartblade, I'm sorry if I said it wrong, Toga Truck, and Frost Elf. All right, so to kind of go over, so for those of you that don't know, I don't know what is this, like the fifth year in a row, or fourth year in a row, or third year in a row, that Vic Manana, tomorrow, whatever. What's how do you say his name? Vic
Mignogna, Vic
Vic
Mignogna,
Mignog Big
Vic Mignogna.
Vic Mignon Big Eggnog as
Sure.
there you go. Close enough.
Yeah, sure.
Vic Eggnog, Mr. Eggnog got invited to Anime Matsuri once again to participate as a guest at the convention to talk about roles that he used to know. A little play on that song.
Somebody that you used to know.
Yep, exactly. If you know, you know. Song's kind of dated now. Uh, so Vic was brought in, and so they talk about how Vic played Edward Elric. He played Broly in both Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. He also played a bunch of other roles that I don't care about. Uh, yeah, so there are a lot of people that are excited. There are some people that are upset. There are some people that are like bad mouthing the convention. There are some
A
people
lot
that are
of
actually
a lot of mixed
making a scene.
reactions.
Yes. There are a couple of. Do we have a copy of the post of the one individual that made a statement about Vic? Or is that
Uh,
in our Discord?
I believe so. It's on Discord. Yeah,
Is it
but
under Con BS?
probably is. Which y'all should follow our Discord, by the way. Y'all should join. You should join in. We post a lot of stuff. We do show and tell. We talk about any news that's coming out, and also give a chance to talk to other people, interact, chat, all that stuff.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So here's one that I'm going to share with you. I got it, and it's the name was because I don't want to share all of them because the name isn't crossed out in all of them.
Mhm.
And I apologize if this looks a little weird. If you can't see, thought so. It's gonna look weird. So, uh, I'll post it on Instagram so y'all could see it. All right, let me share my. So, what it says is that one of my longtime cosplay friends just voiced his support for Vic and said that and said that no woman has actually been able to prove anything, and that he's basically like Johnny Depp being bullied by women. He said woman and then women trying to hurt his image. I'm floored. The whole comment section is women and men who've known people who were abused, been people who were what? been people who were abused or watched the abuse happen and have spoken out. I'm so disappointed in him. That was one comment section. They could have worded it a little better, but there's another one that was posted by he's a cosplayer slash YouTuber influencer in the state of Texas. This person is known to be a. I don't really know this individual. Uh, do you think we should say the name?
I rather not.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Um, so they go to say, I just want to say I support Vic Eggnog, Vic Meg, no,
Vic
Vignogna,
Mignogna.
Vic Mignogna, what? Yes, I've been in the cosplay scene a long time, and the allegations and accusations against him are just that, allegations and accusations. It all started from some feminist indie voice actor space, especially after Johnny Depp. It's best to have evidence based facts nowadays.
Yeah. So anybody out there who's wondering, no, this is what they wrote. We are not like putting words in this person's mouth. Like
Yeah,
this is what they wrote. I like obviously due to Instagram's weird orientation, we can't really show the full thing. It'd just be kind of weird if we just show like cropping of it. So
right.
yeah.
And
So
his
this is
name's not crossed out anyway. And I don't have the. I usually do a lot of editing on my phone. I don't have the programs on my computer. So we're just trying to make this work. Uh, so to read the rest of it, it's crazy how we live in a world that is guilty until proven innocent on the internet. When there is literal no, when there is literal no proof of any of these accusations, before you become a sheep and follower of the herd, you need to do research of the. I hate it when people.
yeah. They
We
was
had to go
using
there.
they love using their gaslighting buzzwords there.
They don't even spell it right. They say sheeple.
No,
What?
that's how that's what they want to say. They want to combine people and sheep, and they just fuse the word together.
I thought they were just like being dumb. I
No,
like
no,
this
that's really
entire
what they
time.
say.
I'm like, God, y'all's education has really gone downhill. I'm like, that's not how you spell sheep. Okay, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Uh, you need to do research of the truth before. Okay, before you just join in on the witch hunt because losers on the internet want to hate. Lastly, there's a lot of very weird people and losers with purple hair out to get me in the cosplay scene because I support a man that is oddly specific.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. And I think he's like basically implying there's somebody out there with who like
Purple
would
hair.
know. Yeah, it's like okay, well, I wonder who that would have been.
So if you have purple hair in the comment section, let us know because apparently you're out to get this individual. We got some comment. Fart Knocker's back. Matsuri is probably the only place where Vic can get a paycheck. That's yeah, yeah.
And then in the comment sections here, sheeple has been a thing for a while. Don't care for the term myself. Yeah, I think people started using sheeple. Let's be honest, since the pandemic.
Let's see if we have any new comments after the trip in 2016 to Anime Matsuri. I never went back. I worked the first two Anime Matsuris and never back. LOL. Uh, back when Planet Zero was around. Wow.
That's
Oh,
wild.
good lord. So there's a rumor that we're going to share in the Discord because I don't want to get sued. But join our Discord for all the tea, all the tea, all the time. And I'll even post an invite.
Yeah, send us DM Geeks Fire River on all the socials, and if you want an invite,
Oh, I can actually post on Instagram. It's easier to post because I have
that
the
too. Follow the stories.
follow stories. So don't forget that Planet Zero did. People were like taking pictures with the Planet Zero sign because back then they had like a notice saying that you have been evicted. There was a big lock on the door, and people were taking pictures with the sign in front of the Planet Zero place, like they caught a big fish. It looked like a trophy. So I did post the link. I don't know if it's going to work, but you can copy and paste it. Yeah, you can copy and paste it. So there you go. Um, we were talking about the individual. So I it's kind of hard to and like the person that posted this, they said even the comments of And the comments of that grew since I last saw. Worse is that he posted this twice since the first one was too much
Removed.
for him.
Probably. Maybe it must have got removed.
Here's another one. It was SoccerCon 2015, so I might have been 16 at the time. Anyways, I was
Oh yeah,
cosplaying.
so yeah, someone told their story about like
Oh,
their experience with Vic. Basically, because a lot of people were like denying the person's like, oh, you don't know, you weren't there, guilty, all the simple gaslighting buzzwords they think, you know what I mean?
right. It's interesting. And even like an individual on TikTok, hack, hack, hawk two. No,
No, so there was somebody on TikTok who talked about this whole situation, explaining it in a way, and they did a pretty she did a pretty good job, explaining it because she basically the best way I could describe this user. I really wish I had her name on me in front of me right now, but she's basically the TikTok cosplayer T Spiller, I guess.
right. It's funny because the person that we're talking about, they're like pretty famous. So I will say this about him. So a lot of people in the community have told me like this guy is like not really like dude hit on me when I was 15. Oof. That's crazy. But I will like so this guy is pretty like I don't know if he's super famous, but he's a YouTuber slash cosplayer. They're pretty known around and like they got outed for cheating on their partner.
Mhm.
Like they got caught cheating on their partner and they're kind of just they kind of became a little infamous because of that and there's other things that I'm not really too sure about because like I said I've never heard of this individual until this came across our Discord and then it kind of blew up with our Discord. Oh, we have somebody to join us. Free breakfast. I love the name. Where's I'll take some speak of Matsuri. My dog is here. Oh, and he just came to bug me.
Okay.
No, but like this individual was saying like oh you need to leave Vic alone, yada yada yada. Look, I've said this before and I said it again. I don't know much. You'd think I would know more about the accusations, but I don't really know that much because like we have. Here's the thing, guys. We have a lot of people that message us or like that that are upset or like
Yeah.
they want to like there are certain individuals that are like hey this is going on it's kind of like they have a story they want us to cover and we have to like research it and make a decision if we want to cover it or not
Yeah.
and it's like
It's just the thing is, if you're gonna, if you have an issue, like especially if it's something like petty or something like that, it's like, oh, this guy looked at me funny. You should talk crap about him. It's like, well, dude, like that's not what we do. It's like we can't just always talk about everything. You know what I mean? Like there's some stuff that we can't talk about. There's some other things that we do want to talk. We would talk about it, but the problem is, it's like okay, we have to do our research. We can't just immediately just say it. You know what I mean?
yeah no because there's like a lot of like he said she said
Mm-hmm.
she said he said there's a lot of there's two sides to the coin. We can't just go in like, oh, to we're gonna get our pitchforks and torches and we're gonna run this person out of town. It doesn't work like that. Oh, it's Mr. Splatter. Free breakfast. Sayuno gratis.
There you go.
But let me see. We got another comment. Hello there, Caden here. I heard the Anime Matsuri drama. It was so crazy. The individual who defended Vic and Anime Matsuri should be ashamed.
Dang, I didn't see a run-on sentence when I see one.
It's no, I mean it's got exclamation points. Like they're making a statement. It's got exclamation points. I just read it like that because
Yeah, no, that's okay.
but with the whole Vic thing, I don't like. I've worked with Vic. I worked with a lot of people. I worked with Johnny Young Bosch. I've hung out with John. I've hung out with other people. Walter who played Zach in Power Rangers.
Walter E. Jones.
hmm I've got to hang out and meet and talk and get to know Jason, David Frank. Uh, lots of people I've
Yeah.
got to talk to. Even some of the bigger ones, like I've worked with Vic, and I've said this multiple times. It was at IkiCon one year when they were there. Vic is one of the most difficult individuals to work with. Vic is Vic is the textbook definition of entitled
Mhm.
because he voices one of the most popular anime characters at the time, Edward Elric.
Mhm. People still, people still watch Full Metal Alchemist. They know about him and all this. Is basically his roles.
Right. And he voiced Broly, which I mean I do like his Broly, but I've worked with him, and ever since then, I've just never liked him because like I said, he's very difficult to work with. He's a drama queen. He's like to give an example, if this isn't what actually happened, but if we put him in a green room and he wanted a bowl of M&Ms with all the green ones taken out, and he saw a single green one, he would flip the table and make a mess and make a scene. So that's my experience with Vic. My experience working with Vic is not a pleasant one. It was actually made me realize, like, you know what, I don't like you. You're you're a POS. And I've seen him like kiss some of his fans. I have, like, I think he like sold them, like he like, oh, I don't know how or what was the context behind it. I was like, did somebody pay him for them to kiss him?
I don't
And I
know. No, it's just probably like because there's an example. So some like conventions, some of the guests they would have like, oh, would you like a or like a photo op? Maybe that's part of the photo op. Because for
but on
example,
the but he kissed them on the lips.
I don't know. I have it's kind of wild,
And
Um,
I'm like, doesn't this man have a wife?
I think so. And he's like, well, isn't he like in his 50s or I believe?
He's definitely aged since the last time I saw him.
And so here's someone in the comments said this. I want to give it the benefit of a doubt, but when there's so many stories, it's no longer a coincidence. You can't tell me that the dam isn't leaking when there's all this water everywhere.
And that's the point. Thank you for saying that. By the way,
That's a good
and that's our
analogy.
point. Like, the thing is, there's so many like people with accounts of like working with him, and like, I obviously he's not gonna like harass me because I'm a dude. Most of the people that he's harassed are women. I don't know. I don't know his lifestyle. Uh, I have seen Vic kiss his fans on the lips. I don't know if it was for money or like, hey, thank you for buying all this crap from me. You know, here's my hotel room key. The wife isn't there. I mean, I don't know Vic like that. I just go based off what I saw. There's actually a mountain of evidence actually suggesting that the accusations are real. And it's wasn't he found guilty anyway for the all this stuff?
I don't think what it was something about the lawsuits and all that stuff, and I believe he could not show evidence and like the I don't know the whole situation. I do apologize, because I know there's some legal expenses I believe he has to pay. I believe that he hasn't paid yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's all
So
what I've seen so far.
right. So Vic, this is the community is. I don't think the community so much is torn. There is a rip in the community when it comes to the support for Vic. There are those that feel like Vic is innocent. The accusations are just that accusations. They're false accusations with no evidence pointing that he is guilty. And there are people that are like, look, there's enough testimonies to prove that he is guilty. Like, if it was like maybe like, oh snap,
Oh shoot!
oh
Hey,
oh Schnaffle, look who joined us.
Snapple Chapel.
What's up, everybody?
That's right, the one, the only, the bald one, the one that makes a cameo, the one that runs a D&D, the one that runs his own channel. And it makes occasional, the one that had to explain to us what hot spit on that thing was.
It's like, how could you not know what that was? But we're here. Figure we're like talking the truth about a white person, so I should show up.
Oh yeah, we gotta have
Credibility.
our token white guy in case the cops show up.
White guy.
Supervisor's right there. Supervisor. He'll handle all the legal paperwork. Uh, I mean, do you? So we're just talking about. So we're
I've been
just talking
watching,
about Vic.
so yeah, I know.
Okay. All right. So to kind of go back to what I was saying, I don't like. Look, if it was like a few people coming forward, like I can understand like a small number, and for someone as famous as Vic, it'd probably have to be under 100 because there could be an entire group that just hates him just because for whatever I don't like the way he dresses, I don't like the way he talks, I don't like the fact that he's a
Yeah,
Christian, whatever
yeah,
the
like
case is, right?
right. Like I could see, I can understand that there's like I said, a two-sided thing. You know, what I mean, there's people. I can understand. Where it's like, okay, well, maybe they don't like this. They're gonna they can make some story up, but unfortunately, it kind of like outweighs the testimony. I guess the testimony. I guess my experience with Vic, or this happened to me. This experience. This happened. You know what I mean?
uh Another comment to address some comments. Pachinko gives Jace a shout out. Hey, back. It's been a long time.
Woo.
There you go. Yeah.
Matsuri stands will always defend creeps like Vic. Oh, and here's an interesting one. You do know that Monica Ray,
Royale.
Royale
Monica
and Jay,
Royale and Jamie Marcy have a podcast called In Touch Podcast, right? It was from 2 years ago. So those were the two names that unfortunately gets mixed into this because they were the ones who pretty much where it all escalated. The whole situation with Vic. About they had experiences with him. They did this. They got he did this to them and all that stuff, and unfortunately they've been getting a lot of bad reps from certain people. They're saying, oh, those two are awful, oh, they're doing this, I can't believe they did this to Vic and all that, and they get hated. And I'll give you a good story. Here's an interesting story. It was, I believe this was around, I was at KamehamehaCon in 2019. So this is right after, Dragon Ball Super Broly came out, and, they announced, oh, Vic Mignogna is going to be there. Then also Monica Real, all these people. And then after the movie came out, that's when all these allegations came out. And to the point, I think KamehamehaCon had to address the situations like, okay, well, we're still going to bring Vic Mignogna with us, but we're going to separate him from like the other guests. And they put him in like the third, fourth floor. And then I believe, if I recall correctly, I think Monica Real had to come out and say, hey, well, I'm canceling my appearance. I'm not going to be there, but I'll be at a comic book store like half an hour away. So if you want to get autographs, you can come over, just show me your KamehamehaCon badge and something like that. And meanwhile, Vic Mignogna was up on the third floor and he was getting a lot of, lines for it. And this is just fresh out of the allegation when the allegations first came out.
Mm-hmm. Right, because at that point I could understand why he was still getting a lot of people. Like this isn't on CNN or Fox 26 or that's
none of that. It's just mostly you would see on social media or well-known websites like Kotaku or comicbook.com or something like that. There's probably people would post that, or even some news sources on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Right. Real quick, want to address some comments. Frosto says, I never forget my mom. Did I read this one? The height of the Vic case, asking me about it because I met him in 2016. Was
no,
she was so worried. I think I read it, but in my mind. Yeah. So they said that they met him in 2016, and or their mother was worried, so they for what they would say. Mr. Splatter says, I never worked with him, but some of the volunteers in Texas back in the day didn't like dealing with him at all. Ryasaku, I'm sorry if I say that wrong. Miura, 1995. I don't like Vic. So that's pretty much the comment. I don't like Vic.
I like Vic. Yeah, simple as that. But and here's my experience with Vic Mignogna. I will say that this is I'll give my experience because everyone's talking about their stuff. So I did meet him in 2016 as well. He was kind of chill, down to earth, and all that stuff. He seemed okay to me, but obviously knowing
You're not
now,
his type, though.
Yeah, I guess so. Guess not. I guess I wasn't.
Nah, you were he doesn't like hedgehogs with keyblades. He likes plumbers with Beyblades.
Yeah, he probably does. Or he probably likes black hedgehogs who are like emo, but they like scissor blades. That's
Yeah.
that's.
This
Is
is my
that a
Sonic OC.
Yeah, no. So it's not Beyblade Mario. So I heard they replaced the guy. It's no longer Beyblade Mario. They go by Scissor Blade Shadow. So I don't know.
Scissor Blade
Blade
Shadow.
Shadow because they like Shadow and they also like Kill la Kill. So Scissor Blade Shadow and people say Shadow and the main character of Kill la Kill was too similar.
That's right. Don't forget their co-host Lord Puerto Rico and Mace.
Mace and Face.
Face. It's Face now. Face. Kata.
One of the longest running dumbest jokes.
Admiral Columbia.
So wait, yeah.
Regular Christian.
Wait, so Jace, do you have any
Ultra
experience
Christian.
with? We never really got if you had
Oh,
any like.
I avoided most voice actors for the most part because I don't really. I appreciate their craft and everything, but I am also super. What's the word? Shy. I'm a tall person, but I'm also super shy. I don't like talking to people. It took me a ton of courage just to finally meet Chris Sabat, and that was enough for me. I was done after that.
Yeah,
Must have been like looking in a mirrr.
It was when we had masks on, so we literally could not see it. But we both
Yeah.
had a fedora on. It was great for me, but I was a nervous wreck the entire time. But like, even I don't have the experience with it. But if you go and talk to the volunteers in the Texas con circuit, they all had bad feelings about Vic for the past 10 years, and it was before all the allegations came out. You acted like, oh, he's weird, he does a lot of touchy things, and you just ask the volunteers who have to deal with him as a person, and they all have their own stories too. Like, so
And
I avoided them.
Right, because there's probably like, some of them could be saying like, oh, he kind of gets into people's personal space and all that stuff. I mean, and that's another thing too, because when I see guests at conventions nowadays, sometimes the photo ops, all that stuff. It's like, hey, it's like a photo. It's like nowadays some of the guests have to ask like, oh, it's okay. Would you like me to
Put
touch
my
you?
arm around you?
Yeah, which is great.
Touch?
Which I'm glad they are, because some people don't feel comfortable. Most of them's like, hey, it's great to meet you, but I'm scared. I mean, that anxiety and all that stuff.
I'm a big guy and I'm afraid to hurt people, so like, I don't want to hug someone who doesn't want to be hugged because I'm
yeah. Most of my pictures, like if you look at me, I don't even hug the person. I'm like, my hands are right here in front
hand
of me.
hover.
It's like it's
the Talladega Nights. Will Ferrell. I don't know what to do with my hands, so they're just kind of.
I like the pictures where they're like taking it at a distance. Like it was like a female wrestler from WWE, and she was like 3 feet away from the dude, and everybody was just making fun of him for it.
I think people who also request those type of photos is like rejection photos where they want to feel like they're not allowed to get any closer.
That sounds funny. I want one now. I just want the rejection. So with the Vic thing, there's so many stories. If you have a story, share with us that you're willing to share it. We can read it on the podcast. But like I said, I never really met Vic extensively until I worked with him in IkiCon. I think it was like 2011, 2012. I forget which year. It was the year they were at the AT&T center, and Johnny's band was there. They were performing. I worked with him. It was professional completely. I have seen him kiss some of his fans, and I thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, aren't you married? Isn't your wife going to be mad or something? Or she's just cool with it? But Vic is, from my experience, he's, a drama queen. He just he has so many demands, and they shut down the cosplay competition halfway through the walk-ons. Not even the walk-ons were still running on stage, and they had to just they told the judges pick someone to give speed. They didn't even.
We'll announce the winner later.
They announced the winners while somebody was walking on stage.
What the fuck?
That was the one IkiCon I went to.
Yeah, that's like
Ironically,
imagine that's like the shittiest way. Like
Did you?
imagine you prepare months or weeks for like to do your walk on or your performance and all that just for them to go, yeah, we have to cut that.
but thank God he got a sound check in, or else
Yeah,
his mediocre music would have sound sub mediocre.
because he was doing a concert and he didn't want anyone to hear him rehearse. So
Thank you.
he had the two rooms next to the room he was rehearsing in, like emptied out. And ironic, like that happened to be where the cosplay competition was. And
Was this?
I was great. I was cosplaying Great Sandman because I went on stage with somebody was cosplaying Frieza,
Mm.
and I'm like, oh, and I think we had a conversation, and I don't know if I asked them if they asked me, but like, I ended up going on stage with them as part of their walk on, and they won the award. I didn't take it. Like, oh, this is your award, by the way. I didn't like I
Yeah.
didn't register because I was in charge of the halftime show. I was backstage getting ready because we were doing a competition, and it was gonna be the halftime show. I was in charge of that, and like I remember like, hey, like I told the people that were there, like, unfortunately, we're gonna have to cancel the rest of the competition because we're not allowed to, do the finale. And the finale was going to be during the cosplay half. Like we were gonna like give them all kinds of free stuff, like badges, a hotel room. Like this was all gonna be like this was all sponsored and stuff like that. And I
Mhm.
remember getting upset. And I don't, Jace, you were there that year when they
Yeah,
like
it
kind of
was the 1 year I went to KCON, and that was the year he decided to be himself.
see. I'm glad I haven't witnessed because I don't want people to think that I'm just making stuff
Oh
up.
no, we've mentioned this before. It's like this was he should not have pulled that crap at that convention. Like,
I'm sure there's video of it too.
All right. When I met Vic, he was nice and didn't ask permission before giving me a hug, but I did see a lot of fan interactions that I felt were inappropriate. I've seen him too, and I don't want to say, but he did give a kiss to a girl on the lips that didn't appear to be of legal age. I'm not gonna say if they were or weren't because I don't know.
like I want to play the devil's advocate for all of his inappropriate touching thing. I don't know how Vic was raised in all of his life. He might have been someone raised in like a very affectionate family who hug, kiss, and all that kind of things. But no one in his life ever told him like, "Hey, don't do that to a complete stranger." And the fact that people have brought it up to him multiple times now in all his announcements, and he still does it, is just a level of stubbornness that you can't forgive it. Like you're doing things that are inappropriate at this point.
Vic might have been a little bit too affectionate with his relatives growing up.
Just kiss right on the lips, just like Tom Brady.
Or if you watch The Boys, if you know, you know.
That's how you get pink eye.
Oh yeah. The convention where like is he here? He wouldn't be caught dead at this. Blah blah blah.
This
This-
cousin effer.
Yeah, no, serious. The Boys. Oh, I love that show. But it's not just the Vic stuff. Oh, another comment is the amount of stories I've heard from people after I met him definitely made me stop supporting him. So I just haven't been a fan of Vic before any of this happened. I wasn't a fan of Vic, and I just didn't like him anymore. I still supported Dragon Ball, obviously, because it's Dragon Ball. I watched Super. I watched the Broly movie like 5 times in theaters because it's Dragon Ball. You know, it's not like he gets a cut of like the ticket sales for every time I see it, right? He just gets a fixed amount for voicing it. All right, Vic. All right, we gave Chris $1,000. We gave Sean $1,000. Here, Vic, you get $50 in a Subway coupon.
It's too much
That's a little bit too much.
Yeah, for a Subway coupon too.
for someone to go. Seems a
No,
bit much.
not Super. Super, he had to actually talk and dialogue and build a background story and everything. But like, it's not just the Vic thing that's kind of upsetting. It's the people. Like I did say we weren't going to talk about that much about Anime Matsuri itself, but I didn't say we weren't going to talk about its attendees. It's the people that are like trying to pretend like nothing is wrong, right? It's the fans. It's that one guy. We're just gonna call him JBS. I don't know what was their name. No, don't wait. Let me just look at it real quick.
John Bradshaw Layfield.
There you go, John Bradshaw Layfield. That's a good one. Okay, I was wrong. It's JAS. JAS. We'll call him John
Yes.
Bradshaw Layfield.
JBL.
Yeah, we'll call him JBL. he's not in no relations with the
The
headphone
actual,
brand.
yeah, with the actual, with the headphone man.
My name is Uncle Ruckus. No relations.
First
uh,
name Uncle.
last name Ruckus. Uh, it's just like people like that. I mean, he made another. I feel like he made more than one post though, right? Talking about like feminism and stuff like that. He's been very vocal about his support for Vic. People have been posting in the chat. I'm trying to see. There's been so much about Anime Matsuri that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything. And there's another one for Anime Matsuri that we kind of went over last week about the purist anime fans, which is a subject for
It's
another day.
the wrong convention for that.
I mean, do they like we were talking about? Do they even have Japanese guests this year?
Yeah, they've got a couple new ones.
Basically, yeah, it's just most. I think they're from who worked on Godzilla, right? If I remember correctly. Oh, let me look it up. I'm just
I'm sure they have
looking.
another J like pop idol thing going over there.
Yeah, they got a couple of cosplayers. They got okay, yeah, they do have a couple of Japanese voice actors. Mr. Yuki Ono, best known for Taiga Kagami in Kuroko no Basket, Josuke in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamonds Unbreakable. Um, he also does a couple of narrations for MTV, which is actually pretty interesting. And then the other voice actor from Japan is Yoshimasa Hosoya. He is known for the voice of Rainer Braun in Attack on Titan, and also he worked on Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphans.
They're gonna run out of Japanese voices.
Which yeah, in which the Anime Matsuri thing. I don't know why they wrote the way they wrote this. They clearly is not finished this page because here's the description they got for this voice actor for Yoshimasa. He won the Voice Actor Award for Best Supporting Actor twice in 2014 and 2016. Dubbing, animation, narration, stage play, etc. He is active in a wide variety of fields. His masterpiece is the role of Rainer Braun in the anime Attack on Titan. Anime. Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphans, role of. That's it. Didn't even finish the description.
Or maybe
That's
maybe they
terrible.
maybe they did finish it, and like the thing just it has like a character limit, and they just ran out. Like, oh,
This is a tweet. We only get so much in this tweet.
yeah,
Probably did.
We could pay for more. Hell no, we got the money for that.
no, we don't. Now, so I'm predicting in 10 years from now, when Anime Matsuri has kind of burned all of its bridges with a lot of these agents and talent, they're like, oh, this year for Anime Matsuri, we have invited the Japanese voice of the farmer from Dragon Ball Z.
The
Farmer with a shotgun, not to be
Wow.
confused with the farmer later on in the series.
That wasn't a shotgun. That fired a single lead bullet. That is not a shotgun. It's a rifle.
Okay, well, they call him Farmer with a shotgun.
They don't know how guns work. They're Japanese.
They don't. Well, no, that's not even the Japanese that labeled him that. I think that's Funimation.
Well, they don't know. They're nerds. They don't know how guns work either.
Yeah, this point is the point that you point towards the bad guy, right?
Yep. They want the hole.
No, yeah.
Point the hole at where you want the hole.
Reminds me of
Like
kind of reminds me of that skit they did in Family Guy with Petey the Pistol.
I'm Peter the Pistol. Hold me. I'll make the bad guys go away.
If you squeeze me, I make the bad people go away. I was like, good lord. It's the well, to kind of go back to it's the incel. It's not. I don't want to call them incels, but
Yeah.
it's the community. Whoops. It's the community. It's like there are a lot of people. It's okay. We've seen We've seen Anime Matsuri's community in action before in previous episodes. There was the one guy who filmed the girl. She had the sign that said "Lolly equals pedophilia," right?
Mm-hmm.
And whether you agree with it, whether you agree with her or not, which is a subject we will cover later on. Because Dark Side is coming back. We're going to rechange the name though because I don't want to get sued by Dark Side of the Ring. but it's how certain people in this community approach it, because he was going up to her like yelling, "Boo, boo! Do you want to start a fight?
Oh, that
Are you
guy,
looking to start a fight?"
Mr. Ministry of Otaku. Because
Yes.
and you're probably wondering, like, oh, why did we say his name? Well, dude, this is public knowledge. It's out there.
Well, I didn't say his name because I just didn't
I
know
know.
what it was.
I know. It's
Because
just
of
like, people
amnesia.
are wondering. People are like, no, but Ministry of Otaku, yes, this person, that infamous video. Because honestly, as soon as you heard his voice, like, oh boy, that's his voice. Oh,
So like I didn't see the original video. I had to go and look for it. And I found it, and then I found out it was Ministry of Otaku. So I reached out to them to come on the show to talk about that. And surprise, surprise, no response.
What?
They don't want to get called, they don't want to get ousted on the internet. Speaking of which, if you're watching from YouTube, go ahead and do us a favor and give us a thumbs up on the video, because it helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Remember, and ringling the dingling button so you can be notified every time
I like
go
to
live.
thumbs down it.
No, don't do that. Don't listen to Jace.
Interaction's all that's important.
Yeah, but the thumbs down kick is off the algorithm.
Oh,
Well, your video sucks, so we're gonna take you off.
I'm an honest co-host.
Yes. At this
This
point, you're
so
like
sucks.
Brock
I'm on it.
Lesnar. You're like Brock Lesnar
An
at this point. It
expensive
must
appearance fee.
SummerSlam must be around the corner, because this is around the time you will show up every now and then.
It's too damn hot, by the way.
well, not in this. Well, I mean, knowing what we know now, I don't think so.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore, he ain't.
No, not anymore. But I still bought the Cowboy Brock Lesnar figurine, and I love it. It's
Yeah,
funny.
I think you got a swap in it, because it didn't come with a video. It didn't come with a phone that had a picture of or videos of Pete.
Oof.
Yeah, it didn't come with that, so you kind of missed it. You kind of lucked out on that.
All right, we got a shout out to RV Cosplay. Mr. Splatter says, "Are the Mash Harder forums archived somewhere?" Maybe that's a good question.
The what?
The Mash Harder forums. Remember? Okay, do you remember when before when Facebook was just relatively new? The anime websites had a forum where you could go and chat with other people. And
Oh yeah, the forums, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of like that. I miss
Probably.
those. At the same time, I don't. No, but it's the fans. Like that guy is a prime example. Like it's how they approach things. Like you can't have a debate or like a civil argument with one of the individuals that are like in love with Anime Matsuri. And I feel like there's got to be more to it than it's an anime con. I mean, what is so special? Matsuri isn't special. Like,
Not as it used to be.
no, it really isn't. Like, their rave is subpar. I mean, there are clubs out there that have better Friday night dances than Anime Matsuri has a rave.
In the area, too.
Yes, in the area. Like,
you could commute to a rave.
There's a place called the Secret Group. They have emo night every now and then on Friday nights. That's pretty cool. There's Numbers. They don't have a dress code. There's other clubs that I'm pretty sure I don't know about, but there's lots of places you can go. But like another example I was going to give, remember during the pandemic, we saw that video where the guy was going around yelling the baby.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
he got taken out by security.
Right.
After they let him in.
After he like got past them.
All the way to John.
Like John is in the video, and honestly, I don't like that guy that did the video. For one, I heard rumors that he got into like the women's changing room somehow.
He's definitely an influencer looking for clicks and trying to get like that crazy media look. But the fact that he got all the way back there to the backstage by all the guests and like by John, that was funny.
Right, but what does that say like about that, just the security, the convention, like how things are run? I don't even know who the baby was. Apparently that's a rapper, performer, hip hop. It's a rapper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like a Kendrick Lamar.
Why? But the baby, really? That's the best they could come up with?
The baby.
I'll ask him. He's the one who decided to name himself that.
We ran out of names, so this is what we came up with. Was that taken?
Probably.
Yeah. The infant.
The infant. Child. There you go. No. That just you might invite the wrong kind of people to your
The child, it's all Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
He's a child.
I mean, there's so like that dude, and there were like I didn't find him funny at all. I found him annoying because he kept screaming the baby like in the entire video, like every 5 seconds, and I was just like, this is like first off, and then I saw John. I was like, oh, well, John looks like the dude from the memes where the guy's like got his like hands on his hips.
I keep saying he looks like Billy Corgan.
There you go.
From a distance, he looks like Billy Corgan.
When you have to run an anime convention at 7, but run an NWA wrestling promotion at 8. I mean, it's not like, and then like they're like people. I don't understand that people were fighting over that. It seems like every time something happens with Anime Matsuri, people fight. There was the sexual harassment allegations against John. People legitimately got into an argument over that. I don't understand why. Where's the debate? Where is the debate? It's just allegations. He admitted to it.
No, yeah, that's the thing people don't seem to understand about that. Like, there was somebody who was like, "Well, there's no like, did he admit this?" I'm like, "Yes, he released a statement on the website. He released a statement on the socials. He said what he addressed it. He said he was going to take care of it, all that stuff. The fact that he had to release a statement basically, in a way, pretty much admitted that, yeah, he did do this.
He wrote an essay, 1,000-word paper, and released it on the internet as a blog.
Yeah, pretty much wrote it as a blog. But yeah, he
made the statement that he was going to go to like online counseling too.
He did counseling, basically pay $40 and
he got a certificate.
So to kind of add more detail to the story, the online counseling was an online sexual harassment course. It was only 2 hours long. It's one day for 2 hours, and they give you a PDF so you can print out your own certificate. Congratulations, insert name here.
Gotta type it in though.
Yeah. That's all it was. So he writes an essay, labels it as a blog, calls it A Man in a Woman's World, goes to a class, finds sexual harassment Jesus, gets a certificate that has less value than Monopoly money, and we're supposed to forgive him?
Yeah, like it doesn't distract the fact that you did all this stuff, bro.
Right, and even if we could look past the sexual harassment, which we shouldn't, by the way, because these weren't like, it's one thing, like, look, if he was texting inappropriate stuff to like friends or something, like if they could forgive him, whatever, that's between them, right? But he was texting and messaging like guests of the convention, people that he was paying to come to the convention. Which, did he have an ulterior motive? Possibly. Like, was he trying to get with these people? Because Anime Matsuri, like, I don't know, but there are stories and rumors and innuendo, as Conrad Thompson will say, of like different things that have happened. Now, are we gonna, like, I can't really go into it because there's no, like I said, it's just rumors, and we don't really kind of go into rumors. That's what the Discord is for. But there's other things that he has done that people don't want to acknowledge. Like, let's not forget about the fact that he's run Anime Matsuri into like debt. Like, he's run a lot of investors. He owes a lot of investors money. He owes a lot of guest money. He owes a lot of people money. And I'm not talking about like, oh, $1,000, $100, $30.
No, it's probably in the thousands, right?
It's he owes, apparently, if you accumulate all of it, it's either close to or more than $1 million.
Oh, wow. And I'm sure there's other conventions that have like debts or something like that, but it's like, I'm sure maybe they take care of it.
Yeah, you paid over time. But there was one person who I was friends with that worked at Matsuri, and I actually enjoyed talking to. He left the company because they ran him into debt. He's fine, but it was his money he invested into the con, and he didn't see a single cent back.
Oh, man.
Well,
and we're
don't
supposed
invest
to
into failing companies.
I feel like if Shiokaze-con hadn't happened, AM would have never happened. And like to kind of share, so Shiokaze-con was like it was supposed to be the second Kamikaze-con. So Kamikaze-con, run by Mark, did it 1 year in Easter. Then
Mhm.
they didn't do it the following year, so they did Shiokaze-con as the spiritual successor to Kamikaze-con. That's when Anime Matsuri started
Okay.
and took up the Easter weekend. Then when Kamikaze-con came back in 2019, they wanted to take back their old weekend, but it was already being occupied by Matsuri. So that's why they had the two events in the same year. And then the following year, Kamikaze-con just moved to a later date, and and Anime Matsuri stayed the same Easter weekend. That was the 1 year I will admit that Anime Matsuri, that was their best year. They pulled everything out of their butts to uh, to make sure that they were successful.
What year was it?
2009.
Oh, nine. Okay.
They had all kinds of crazy guests, for the first time in the states, Miyavi. I'm like, who? Uh,
So,
Now there's more to as to why Kamikaze Con's not around. Has nothing to do with has nothing to do with them being in debt or in finances. No, I know what really happened, and I'm not gonna put my friend's business out there. But let me just say that if Kamikaze Con ever wanted to come back, they could. Them stepping away was their personal. It was a personal decision that they made. So, like, how do I know all this? I talked to people, I became friends with a lot of people. I asked them, like, and they kind of shared with me a little of the insider information. And I used to know John and Denise. I was there when Denise announced she was pregnant with her first child. It was at an IHOP. I don't know. I think it was an IHOP. It was IHOP or Denny's. And it was during Hurricane Ike, when the city had a curfew. Parts of the city finally got power back after like a couple weeks. I know we went like 2 weeks without power. It was crazy. And it was luckily it was cold outside, so it wasn't like this past tornado stink where it was hot. But like I knew John and Denise. I've seen some of the stuff John has done. I've seen some of the things I've heard some of the things he said. I've seen the things he's done, the way he's treated people. So I know that there's some truth, and it's not just the sexual stuff, the sexual allegations. It's just the way he treats people, and that's where I have a lot of issues with him. Like, look at the Nazi thing. Look at the Nazi thing. Not going to go into detail until August, but yeah, the Nazi thing. But with Vic and like art, I don't hate Anime Matsuri to where I wanted to die. If John and Denise would sell the convention, I would go back.
it's just like you just don't want them to be a part of it.
Right. I mean, I don't mind Denise. I don't have a problem with Denise. Like my issue is with John
Mhm.
because he will belittle you. Um, but like it's the fans too, bro. Like we've seen it. We saw the anime purist post. Like, what kind of statement is that? Like, we should have a con for people that only enjoy subtitled anime.
It's I don't know. Is that wouldn't
You
that be
should do
considered
that.
gatekeeping?
Do that, but have no one speak English the entire time. They only speak Japanese.
I know it's like it is gatekeeping. It's like keeping somebody out of a fandom restaurant. You know, it's just like that. Sorry. But like, yeah, it is gatekeeping, and that's the one thing that we have in this community that sucks, right? Well, if you watch dub anime, it's so much worse than the subtitled stuff. Like, that's the best. Like, subtitled anime is the best. I'm like, how do you know that?
How do you know that? Maybe the way, and I'll add to that. There's to be like, "Oh, the way the guy voiced this character in the dub. Oh my god, what the hell is that supposed to be? It's supposed to be
Yeah.
different. Well, how do you know it's supposed to be that? Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the original Japanese version didn't do it well. You know what I mean?
I prefer some dubbed anime over the subtitle stuff because some of the voices do fit the characters a little bit more. Some of them do not. Like Dispo from Super, I do not like. Are like Top when they changed it from Topo to Top. I didn't like that. Or the
Yeah.
song. Ugh.
I don't like the dubbed voice actress for Fierin from Beyond Journey's End because they took like a sultry voice actress to put her in there, and in the dub, it's not that, or the sub, it's not that.
Mhm. I was gonna say, I do understand. Like, so maybe some of the hatred comes from like, okay, because somebody played a clip from Tenchi Muyo,
Yeah.
early 2000s, maybe 90s.
Yeah. 1999, 2000.
Like the dub back then was, I was watching it, and the dub was kind of bad.
Mhm.
And I thought it was fan made. I thought this was like a TikTok parody made video.
No, this is what they aired on Toonami.
I was like, there's no way
Uh,
this is what was actually aired. I'm like, I don't remember it being that bad.
I don't know. I gotta rewatch it again because there. I liked Tenchi movie when it came out. That's how I was introduced to it, was thanks to Toonami.
Right. So let me rephrase my statement. It's bad, but it's not horrible.
Yeah, it's entertainingly bad, I guess.
It is. It's kind of funny, but it's just like, ha, like you know,
Mhm.
like the big green thing. But I don't know. Like we've seen the Anime Matsuri fans kind of like defend it, and they don't care what we say. Like it doesn't matter, and that's fine. We can't convince everyone that we're, you know,
Can't
not
please
everyone's
everybody.
going to agree with us, right?
Yeah, and
I won't.
and there's always, and don't get us started. Like how many? If you take a shot every time you see it's the only convention in Houston here. It's the only anime convention in Houston. Like, no, it's not, dude. There's plenty of other ones here.
There's literally too many.
There's literally going to be one next weekend.
There's
One
another
every
one in
weekend.
October.
Another one in October.
There's probably one every weekend in summer. Like,
Yeah,
So
pretty much,
there's BACON, there's
Mhm.
Delta,
yeah.
there's Anime Texas, there's that
Mhm.
etchy one in October.
Mhm.
People still consider Onicon Houston, even though it's Galveston. There's
Onicon,
Anime Houston.
Yeah, that's in September.
Mhm.
Anime Verse in September, late
Oh,
September.
I don't know if you want to count Nostalgicon,
Nah,
sure.
it's more like a Comic Con.
Nah, throw it in there.
Cartoon
sure.
Con. Yeah, let's throw it in there.
Yeah, they could throw it in there. And yeah, there's plenty of those conventions in Houston. I mean, outside of Houston, okay, that's even a bigger scale.
Well,
Like,
let's not even go outside Houston. Let's stay in
Yeah.
Houston and like think about all the conventions that aren't anime. You got Comic Palooza, Retro Palooza, Houston Retro Arcade Expo,
hmm
The fan expos.
the horror fests.
Horror Fest. Used to have other conventions like Owlcon. I don't know if that's still around.
It is.
Owlcon, the tabletop convention, still around?
Allcon?
Owl.
I
Owl
don't
Con.
know. I don't know that one.
And then also Red Fest.
I'm not counting that one.
Yeah, that's not a convention.
That's a camping convention.
That's Woodstock, but with medieval.
It's
stuff.
it's medieval Woodstock.
Medieval Woodstock.
Coachella.
And they get mad
The
anyway.
same.
The purists there get mad if you go in cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Like,
they
I
do.
went to a Ren fair full in cosplay, like face paint and everything, and all the barbarians loved me. So F everybody else.
Karis, you're Kratos.
You and my daughter could shut the hell up, okay?
She's lucky I'm not allowed to cuss anymore. I haven't cussed a single one. The counter has not gone up. Proud of myself.
Say that, and then we're gonna jinx it.
Yeah, no. Luckily, there's only
Now, like a few. Yeah, we got.
we have less than an hour. I can last that long.
All right, let's do it.
That's what he told her.
You said an hour.
It's, let me see. Okay, no one. Okay, no one remembers AtsuiCon. No, we remember it. We just don't want to talk about it.
Like, there's literally too many conventions that have happened between now and, let's say, 2016. The amount of conventions that have popped up and ended and popped up again, there's too many. To say that that's the only convention is just a dumb decision. It's your idea. It's like, I want to go to a big convention that is at this convention center during this time frame, and it's run by these people.
Well, it's a party con too. Like, think about it. There's a lot of drinking involved. There's hotel room parties.
I
the
feel any convention that has hotels directly attached to the convention center is a party con. You just need to know where to look.
I feel like all conventions are party cons. That
They're just harder. It's a difficulty of where to find them just increases the farther away the main hotel is.
Right.
If it's connected, you're good.
Speaking of party conventions, today's podcast is brought to you by Delta H Con. July 12th through the 14th, Delta H Con returns to the West Chase Marriott in Houston, Texas. Geeks 5 Ever does have 4 or 5 panels there. Geek and Rab has 4 panels, and an affiliate of ours has 1 panel. You can join us by getting your badge and attending Delta HCon by going to deltahcon.com right now to get your badge and book your hotel room. Because if you're going to go there and have a good time, have a little drinking, do a little dance, make a little love, get down
jive.
Yeah, a little jive. Like, make sure you don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get a hotel room, or don't sleep in your car. That's probably not the best during the summer.
Yeah.
You're gonna fry out there. Also brought to you by BarCon at the in Southside Houston this year. BarCon is next week, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know, go to bod-con.live to get your passes and get the location. I know it is the Hilton. Where's the location?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. I will get that later.
ba-con.com.
Yeah,
See
I think
y'all-
it's at it's the one near Hobby Airport, right? Where near Hobby Airport. It's the
Mhm.
Marriott Hobby.
All right. So, yes, Delta HCon and BACon, 2 of our favorite conventions. Now, they have always been and will continue to be 100%. Have you ever experienced an orgasm email free? If for those of you that don't know,
Well,
look it up. Look it up, Anime Matsuri. For those of you that, I was gonna say if you know, you know, but kind of gave it away. But
Now with 20% less pulp.
that's right. And if it's the concentrate stuff. When we say concentrate, we don't mean to actually concentrate.
yeah, you just got to say pulp the way Tony Soprano said it in The Sopranos. He's like, this is pulp. This is pulp. And you made some juice. This is some orange juice.
So there's one thing I wanted to bring up that Sonic, I think it was you, Sonic, or somebody else brought it up in the Discord. Like, whenever people were, so when they, you want to come here?
No.
Come say hi.
Say hello to the
Come
people.
say hi. Oh my, she just ran off. Got my daughter.
Smart child.
I don't want to be involved with that.
It's like, I've seen your ratings. I'm out of here.
I've seen what people say about you. So I don't know if it was you, Sonic, or not, but like when they made an announcement about Vic at the convention, there were a lot of negative comments that were being deleted.
Mm-hmm. There was I did see somebody post that. Yeah.
Oh, somebody else? Okay.
Yeah, some people were like, they were filtering, the admins were probably filtering out the comments. They were trying to put the positive ones and all that stuff, which I guess, a PR thing, you might as well go ahead. Hope you pay those admins to do all that, to filter out all the.
Well, I didn't get my kid, but I got my dog.
Pets are fur babies.
And they it's funny because she'll be like, "Ew, get away, ew, get away," and then he'll get the hint because he's a Malteses are smart. Like, he threw himself back because he likes to be carried like an infant. But like he'll get the hint and like leave. He's like, you know what? I don't need this. I'm out. And then she'll be like, "Where'd he go?"
You rejected him too much.
That's right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
His name is Hero, but she calls him Mr. Wiggles. Look who's over here with me. Who's that? Mr. Wiggles?
Mr. Wiggles.
He's a puppy.
You're riding your scooter?
He's a puppy.
That's right, he's just chilling with me. He got tired of the kids. No, but like, I think like Anime Matsuri tries to do, so they're like a different organization that I know right now that's kind of doing, like, they try to do damage control. Like, everything's great. We're great right now. We're doing record numbers. We're doing this. We're doing that. Everything's great. They just use the word great a lot.
Right.
And I feel like Anime Matsuri is doing that. Like they're trying to keep
Numbers are
a
the best
positive.
numbers.
We got the best numbers ever. That's right. We did great. Let me tell you something. We are the best.
The
Or
best
they got
guest.
the best guest. People say that we are that nobody knows more about conventions than we do. Or they're like Ricky Bobby. We just piss. We're number one. That's right. We just piss excellence. That's the Anime Matsuri mentality I get. Like they are legitimately, and we've been called out before. I don't know if you guys know that, but we have been called out. What, for real? Yep. People are not happy with the fact that we are one of many groups that like to badmouth Anime Matsuri, which we were trying to be informative. At first, we were just okay. We want everyone to know, and we're always trying to be informative. We're always trying to let you know, like, hey, don't go to this convention because it's bad. And plus, like, the one thing I will say about Anime Matsuri is that, based on what I can tell, no one's ever spiked the water there, which is a good thing. You can't anyway because they don't have water fountains.
Can't spike what is in there.
Right. So I know, and that seems to be an issue nowadays with a lot of conventions. Not in Texas. I don't like. Ironically, it's in other states like Florida.
It's because we're smart. We know we need that water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're like, I got to drink from there too.
Look, it could be drugged. We can't guarantee it's not drugged, but you need water.
That's right. All right. Shout out to one of the people that just joined us, Lizzie Hedgehog. What's going on? Hello, my favorite people. With a smiley face, but it's got like the little sweat thing.
That's what
Like,
I think.
it's like
Texas,
it's like
everyone's
smiling, but he's got like the little sweat mark. I guess it's like the nervous face, or it's like maybe it's because it's Texas and it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Most Anime Matsuri supporters are. I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying not to cuss. They are AHs. AHs. There you go.
Booty hole.
Bo-
I can say
That
it.
is not
I'm not.
B-holes.
It is. See, it's not a cuss word. You said it yourself.
B-holes.
booty. They are booty.
They're booty cheeks.
Booty cheeks. They are booty cheeks.
Day old booty cheeks.
Speaking of which, one of our friends, like peer pressured our other friend to admit that he wants to clap Godzilla cheeks.
Godzilla cheeks.
He's like,
There's an opportunity to do
lizard
that up
cheeks.
there. Yeah, there's an opportunity up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So in the comment section, we got Anime
Shame.
Matsuri is nothing but a joke. They are not like Anime Expo and Epic fell for the con. Okay, that's a. So this comes from somebody who's going to Anime Expo next week. Yeah,
Has
next
gone
week.
multiple times.
I've gone multiple times. Anime Expo has their own issues, but not the way they have Matsuri issues. Which is kind of ironic because Anime Matsuri would love to claim that they have as many attendees as Anime Expo,
They don't.
which they don't, because if that was the case, why is it every year I go to Anime Expo, it's like a battlefield out there. It's so crowded. It's like a wave of people. Meanwhile, Anime Matsuri, you just walk in and you have plenty of space between. It's like you're social distancing before social distancing.
I've seen more
all
people.
attendees throughout all of the convention of Matsuri is what they're talking about compared to the one day of Anime Expo, because everyone knows Anime Expo is just one day, so they only count the one day.
Yeah, we're gonna count the
right?
one.
Yeah, just the one day.
Yeah, so like they kind of inflate. Matsuri kind of inflates the numbers.
Allegedly.
They kind of inflate the numbers. They count like certain ones. Like, oh, we count each person every day. We count the 3-day badge. If you bought a 3-day badge, we count you 3 times, basically.
Yes, that is not allegedly. That is actually
that's accurate.
That is accurate.
And you want to talk about I just saw it on Twitter just now. That the Sunday badges of Anime Expo are almost sold out. And usually this is around the time they actually sell out, which is kind of surreal because every year people are like, oh my God, it gets packed every year. Oh my God, they need to cap it. Like even I said, dude, they need to cap Anime Expo. Like it gets too crowded. There's too many people in there. It's like pretty dangerous at some points. If that's what Anime Matsuri think they are, but they're not. They're not really that way to say it. They're just it's just Matsuri. What's up?
How long has Matsuri been at the George R. Brown, whatever?
I want to say
over 10 years now?
Yeah, 10 years.
Have
over
you
10 years.
ever Sonic, have you ever seen it anywhere close to what it is like at Expo?
Like Expo? No.
No,
No way.
not even
So
close.
so throughout their entire time of being at that convention center, at their peak, because they're no longer at their peak, they were still never at that level of
No,
Expo.
they were never apps. So to me, what I saw was their peak of Matsuri. This is Anime Matsuri. I believe 2016 was their peak in a way in terms of attendance, because there was actually a line around the convention center. I do remember this day
pretty
one.
crowded at night that year too.
Yeah, it was crowded. And then when I went to Anime Expo 2 years later, I was like, bro, this is like on another level. And even going last year, it was actually on another level too, because there were some moments where we have to go to, there was only like a couple inches we're allowed to go to. There's one that's like, okay, you can't go to this entrance. You have to take this entrance, but everybody else, because, you know, obviously security, because they care, you know what I mean?
They care?
No, Anime Expo.
Yeah, I know.
I
Like
know.
they care. Yeah, like the
They
security
kind-
there cares.
They
What?
kind of care a little too much, you know. I'll give you an example. There was one time I brought a prop, and I can't tell you how many security officers I had to explain. It's like, no, this is not metal. It looks metal. It's not metal. It's clearly not metal. It's like, touch it right now. It's not metal. And they thought it was like a metallic, because you can't bring metal to like some of these conventions. You're not allowed to bring a metal cosplays or anything like that kind of stuff.
Which
you're not allowed to, which you shouldn't anyway. And they're like, you're not allowed to bring, if you have a prop, like a gun prop, you have to like super glue the inside of it so it doesn't like trigger a mechanism, like when you like pull a trigger. I'm like, oh, okay, I mean, I understand that, I get that. But yes, but yeah, they care a little bit too much. That's what I can say.
I mean,
but when you go inside, you can buy a real sword just when you get in there.
No,
I will say, just to play devil's advocate,
That's Texas,
maybe they're just trying to be professional.
Yeah, I mean, Expo is trying to be professional. I mean, they're the biggest anime convention, I think, in the U.S. I know in North America they are. They're pretty much the San Diego Comic-Con of anime conventions. That's the best way I can describe them.
Right, and it kind of address the comment a little bit more. I don't think so. As much as I don't like Anime Matsuri, I don't think like they're the worst convention out there. They're definitely worse conventions, especially run by Voldemort himself.
Yeah, if you know that, if you know, you know. If you watch our previous and watch our archives, and you'll see what we meant by that.
Yeah, Captain Copperfield.
Yeah, there you go. That's
David
perfect.
Copperfield.
David Copperfield.
Just Captain Copperfield.
To keep it the magician thing going on.
Yeah, when you're doing strip teases in front of like 13-year-olds and you're like middle age, you know, that just says a little bit more about your con than. Yeah. You want to sit on the bed? All right, guys, give me a minute.
No, ow.
Okay, hold on.
Let her sit on the bed.
That's, oh my god. No, but so I know it's kind of what I say, security. I mean, sometimes security can be kind of weird.
Those security things, that makes sense though. For one, you should not have a metal prop.
All right, she's on the bed.
Your gun should be piece tied and disabled, essentially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is your iPad charged?
You should really limit screen time there, Goku.
She's playing with her toys all day. I need her to wind down. It's got 11%. I'll charge it as soon as the show's over, okay? Are you hungry?
Yes, I am.
Well, I kind of am, Goku.
Not if you're willing to feed us all. I can probably feed Sonic, but Jace, I tried to feed him. And he said
I'm
no.
a family of 4, so it doesn't make any sense to you to give me.
You mean you like? Okay,
no, I am a family of 4.
Okay.
Well, I
ate 2 whole pizzas for lunch because it was cheaper to get 2 than to buy 1.
That's fair. From where?
Domino's.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
That 2-topping medium carry-out pizza.
Yeah,
I got 2 of them though.
Yeah. You go to say, yeah.
Jace is the family of 4.
Even though family of 4.
His actual family's not that big.
According to Totino's.
It's like that. It's like that Taco Bell thing. It's like, oh, you know that party pack's for like a party, right? No, for one person.
I know.
I am a party.
I am the party.
I'm the life of the party. Give me the fucking tacos.
I'm not supposed to like. I like how Jace can get away with cussing, but I can't because I'm the
I have a
host.
door that locks, and my 11-year-old knows not to come in.
No, that's not why I have to stop cussing, because we're trying to get a sponsor.
Oh,
the-
I meant as a special guest. I don't count against your thing.
He's a part-time
I'm a
quarter time,
Part. Yeah.
because this is the
I'm a
okay
consultant.
officially this is the 19th episode, but we're 21 episodes in on the regular show, and that's not to mention the other podcast that we do, so we're like 30 episodes in,
I'm a
and you've shown up
subcontractor.
for like 5.
Subcontract.
I like to take naps during this time. So
That's fair. I like to take naps too. I was just complaining to Sonic before we started. I wanted to take a nap.
that's because we're old.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
we're getting
true.
old.
All right, so $200 for a weekend pass isn't worth it. It just depends on you.
To Expo or to Matsuri?
Yeah, depend. So which to who to where?
I don't even know how much Anime Matsuri's badges are. Let me.
So I looked at the price because someone was like complaining, like, "Oh my god, this is how much they're charging for Anime Matsuri." And I'm like, that's kind of common price. So right now the prices for what I saw was like already in the triple digits, like $100. So and I'll address the thing from Anime Expo. So yeah, the fact that they're almost $200, it kind of blows me away. That like it doesn't surprise me that they're not like sold out yet.
Check this out. According to by Anime Matsuri Convention, which has 9.8K followers, 26% of attendees are repeat customers. And then they have like a little chart going up.
That's
Only
kinda-
28% are repeat
26.
customers. 26.
26%.
That sounds terrible to me.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So basically, the other 75% are people who are like new to
First time people who don't have
Know
not
about
been to the convention.
All right, so check this out. Check this out. So Anime Matsuri right now, if you have a promo code, you can apply it. But wait, let me decrease the size of my screen because it's at like 200. All right, so a 4-day pass right now, and the event is in August, so the price is going to increase. But as of right now, it is $105 with a $2.40 fee. This does not include the taxes. So if you do it at 8%, you're looking at about close maybe $125 as of right now. The kids 4-day pass is $45 with a $2.04. So all the fees are going to be $2.40.
Mhm.
This sale ends on August 10th. For the 4-day patch, it doesn't say when the sale ends. Oh, it does say in all caps, no refunds.
I mean, that's pretty much every convention if you think
That
about it.
mine's been spent.
Yeah, but now they have to because people were complaining like, "Oh, you offered us
I'll be back.
refund." The Super Pass, which is our 4-day VIP pass with priority seating, separate lines for all events, and exclusive merchandise, including just a little coaster, a little thing for your soda. Excludes paid events, no refunds. $375. Sale ends July 1st. With a $2.40 pass with taxes, you're looking at a little bit over $400.
That way you can skip the line to sit in the front 4 rows instead of waiting in line to sit in the front 4 rows.
This one's interesting. The Love Experience, limit to 100. This includes Love Autograph, Love Photo Op, priority entry into the. Okay, it's a band. I was like,
okay, that sounded real bad.
That sounded awful.
It's like you
Like-
get John's personal number. I was like, oh,
John will send you a picture of his hot dog and ask you, what do you think?
his favorite brand is not Bar S.
It does come with cheese on it.
No substitutions.
No. Like, if you don't like the cheese, then get out of here. No refunds.
The
Priority
bun is toasted though.
Oh god. The buns might be chocolate covered though. He might not know how to wipe. Our audience is like, what happened to this show?
This is why I don't come on, because I just make everything dive downwards.
No, we've been doing that for years. And okay,
Been
so
on this for
priority
years.
priority entry into the concert, priority entry to the fan panel. Anime Matsuri badge is not included. You must purchase an Anime Matsuri 2024 badge
So
to use
stupid.
this ticket. So okay, so you have
That's
to buy
intentional.
that is intentional. It's already sold out, so people did buy it.
That's intentional that they put that doesn't include the badge because they're hoping that someone buys that and doesn't buy the badge, it gets no use of it.
Mm-hmm. That's what
They got to pay full price at the convention in order to use their badge.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. Let me get out my handy dandy calculator.
Just include the badge price in there. Like just raise the price a little bit and just it's all inclusive. If I have an all inclusive thing, it should be literally like all inclusive of my expenses for it.
All right, so plus 8.25%.
Sonic,
all right,
would you pay $1,200 for an all inclusive ticket to a large convention? Room, food, ticket, early access to everything.
Would I pay $1,200 for that?
Which con?
Yes. A large popular convention. I'm just expo.
Okay, if it's something like Dragon Con or like San Diego Comic Con, honestly, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because your room's gonna be expensive. Your fast pass ticket.
Yeah,
it's gonna be expensive.
I'll tell you this from my experience with Anime Expo. When I go to Anime Expo, like I always have a budget because the hotels, I get a hotel outside of the hotel blocks that they provide because the closer you get to like downtown LA, the more expensive it gets. So sometimes I would have to get a hotel outside of downtown, and sometimes they don't come cheap too. Especially that weekend because it's the weekend of July 4th. They usually do July 4th weekend Anime Expo. A lot of people go out to not just the conventions going on. People are doing vacations like at Disneyland or at a Universal or something like that. You know what I mean? So to get for that much, just for I probably would have done it.
But how with like a 4-day convention, fast pass and food included, how much would you pay? Because you're essentially basically you're paying at least $800 for your hotel. You're paying probably $100 for a 3-day badge if you ordered it ahead of time.
Yeah,
and your food for the convention is probably $150.
Yeah, I probably would pay like at least $500, like a fair. It just depends on the convention. I would say between the $500 $1,000 range. I think I would pay that much. I don't know. It just depends on how the convention and what kind of stuff they'll have in the convention.
I'd probably pay $1,500 to $1,800 if it was a big convention, because I would also subsidize like, hey, I'm going to get a couple people with that room with me. That they'll knock that hotel room price out in the food being included in there. You are getting fast pass and the stuff you want to get to.
It would be some like, for example, like Dragon Con. That'd be like a perfect convention for that.
Yeah.
Or San Diego Con.
Not just to kind of share with our audience, if you bought the love package, if you bought John's love
package,
and the pass as of right now at $105 with the fees, which are separate, you have to count both fees, both prices, and the sales tax. If you do your standard sales tax, you're looking at $497.73.
About $500.
Yeah, about 500. Now, if you
plus
do
your
it
hotel, plus your everything else,
so you're looking at just about a little bit under $1,000. And if you do the badge at the door, cash. By the way, cash. So they have two prices. Card, it's $115. For if you pay with your credit card or debit card, and it's $110 if you pay cash, because it doesn't have to report it. So he's going to give you that.
Well, it's because credit card and debit fees.
Right, but he also can put the money in his pocket. Like, here you go, here's a badge.
That's not why. Most credit card fees are 2.5%, and other credits are more. But you also, just a fun fact, you cannot advertise a discount for paying in cash, or you cannot advertise that you're going to charge more for paying in credit or debit. You can offer a discount for paying in cash, though.
Yeah. I think also because I know like a couple of restaurants I've been to, they would be like, oh, if you pay in cash, we'll give you a 10% discount. Or
They can do
Oh.
that. They can't say if you pay in credit or debit, we will charge you 10% more. Though.
Check this out. The Super Pass starting July 1st until the day of the convention, because they're not going to sell it at the con.
Mhm.
It's $400.
Jeez.
You
So-
don't get anything, and you have to buy the badge too.
So, like, imagine if you bought the John's Love package and the Super Pass and a hotel
John's Love
room. You're looking at about like $1,200 to $1,300.
Plus food.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be living off ramen and sugar packets and water.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it's like Anime Expo. I don't think it has like a VIP or a Super Pass or anything like that. It's kind of wild to think about.
It's the Hunger Games when it comes to the lines.
You just gotta get there.
Yeah.
And
I trust
at
me, I know.
Matsuri, there aren't like crazy ass lines, so I don't know why you would need anything that would put you in the front of the line.
Mhm.
Whoa, another comment. Whoa. Okay, hold on, let me read the other one.
Those prizes are expensive. Yeah. Okay. So for this person, let me make something clear because we've been talking about Anime Expo and Anime Matsuri. If some of the prices that we're talking about right now, that's for Anime Matsuri. But if it's something like, if we've been talking about Anime Expo, just don't want you to get confused. You know what I mean?
Right, but they did mention Matsuri in the comment. That's insane. Whoa, the prices are so expensive. That's insane! Exclamation point. Anime Matsuri owners are so greedy! Exclamation point. I would rather spend time in the ocean! Exclamation point.
Gee, I wonder where we get that idea.
I don't know, bro. Like, I've seen Godzilla, and I have an incredible amount of bad luck. The one time I go to the ocean is the one time we find out he's real.
Yeah, and then it's the brown ocean of.
Plus,
Galveston.
like, it's brown. Like it's the same color as caca. So, yeah, I'm good on the ocean part. I'll go to the pool.
Right, or a water park.
I can see the bottom.
Let's see. Mr. Splatter says AX was peak when Skin played back in the day. Since Mr. Frank says since they got kicked out of the Woodlands, AM got destroyed in the Woodlands. LOL. I'm talking about Anime Matsuri. This is too much. That's why I don't go. 26 is returning volunteer. Like, yeah, no, for real. That might be just the returning volunteers that go back and.
Actually, Goku side note, how can we read Instagram comments? We can't really see it.
You gotta go
own
to the
this
live
YouTube.
stream. You have to
I
go
don't
to
see YouTube.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to make sure.
No. I have a tab open for Instagram.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm literally like having to jump between tabs. It's not fun.
Struggle.
It is a struggle. First world struggles. Well, my daughter lays in my bed. She hijacked my bed, by the way. This very chair that I am sitting in, I had to sleep in, and I had like a sweaty back. Can I lay down on the bed?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I don't know if you heard of her. She's like, not yet. Not yet.
We heard.
Yeah,
Why are
we
you
heard
laughing?
live.
Once she falls asleep, just move her.
I tried to. She starfishes when she sleeps.
Move her.
She's starving.
She'll be too asleep to argue. And there's-
No, dude, like, you don't understand. Like, she fights sleep. The minute she goes to bed, I'm not going to wake her up because she gets a 5-minute nap and her battery's at 100%.
She had that rapid charge.
She do.
Yeah, he's got that rapid charge.
Look, I got your present.
It's
Sandwich.
NyQuil.
No, it's
It's
not.
a Subway
it's an
coupon.
Eevee. It's a what is it called? What were they called? Those little things you give to kids to help them sleep? Melatonin.
Yeah.
Melatonin.
What is it called? Is what it's
Melatonin.
called, right? Melatonin. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be.
You don't like
A
Eevee?
shot of whiskey.
No.
I mean, melatonin.
All right, so with Anime Matsuri, like I said, we're gonna do a special again in August. We'll do it the Friday of the convention to kind of see. We can get our insider to join and live stream what it looks like.
Just to piss them off.
Yeah, just to kind of get mad. And it's kind of like weird that so we're like our viewership drops around this time of year because this is when we do our mid-season, like we do a mid-season like break, and then we kind of like go away for a couple weeks and then we kind of come back.
Because
That's
there's
when-
50 conventions going on right now.
Well, not
Yeah.
right now, this instant, but like
A lot of them are like, machine gun, you know what I mean? All these
it
characters.
is because like in Houston we have Delta, Bakon, Anime, and then like there's still San Japan, there's still Anime Fest, which
Colossal.
Last year for Anime Fest.
Yeah, that's
okay,
last year.
I don't think it's their last year. I think they're gonna
Last
go from
big
like
year.
they're gonna go from Akon size to like
Matsuri size.
Anime first size. There you go.
empty. They're gonna go from packed to empty.
They'll reduce. They'll go back to a 3-day con probably, and
They'll do
adjust
like
their
a
dates.
motel in a parking lot, flea market.
I like Day Fest. I would just want them to stick around. I like them.
Right. It's just right now there's an over exaggeration of cons. There's so many guys that it's hard to keep up. That's why we haven't really been around because Comic Palooza was not like as much as fun as I had Friday. I don't think it's worth it.
It's saturated.
Not to mention Etchy Expo Dallas.
That's happened this weekend. Right? Yeah, that's happening this weekend.
Yeah, Jace will be there.
I'm a special guest. I'm the nude bouncer.
I don't think there is a dude that walks around with I don't know would you call it? It's not like it's like a Speedo, but like he stuffs it.
It's just a Speedo.
But it like
A banana hammock?
it kind of like hugs his junk a little bit. So but he stuffed, you could tell he stuffed it because somebody said they saw him and his hot dog went in one direction, the sock in the other.
Maybe he has a birth defect, okay?
No, it was a complete like there was a distinguished like gap.
It was cold and humid, so you know how that makes things change.
That doesn't make any sense. Need me to charge your iPad? Okay.
Daddy charged the
It's there?
iPad.
I teach them to charge their own damn iPad, or else they get
6%.
nothing.
I'll charge it in a minute.
No iPad.
She's 5. She's 5.
So
She's still baby.
she's still baby.
Yeah, she's still. Are you a baby? No. You're a big girl.
Aw.
Okay, now the dog wants attention. You didn't want to talk to him before. Now he's here. Like everyone's getting love except me. Everyone, including the people that bought John's love package, are getting love.
They still got to buy a ticket.
Yes, they do. But like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. So, Love is the band. That's the name of the band.
I really don't know, man. This is like new to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know anything about them either. Like, I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not even curious. I'm just like concerned. Is everyone okay? Blink twice if you need the cops. All right. I heard you. I'll take you in a minute. All right. So, I mean, that's all I really have for today's episode. Like, just kind of talking about like the Matsuri fandom and how, like, because the thing is, like, it's getting worse right now. Like, we didn't really want to, we had no intentions on talking about Matsuri this early. But like it seems like the y'all can hear her fighting with the dog.
Yeah.
Don't take that. Don't take that from her. Take her down.
No, he loves her, right, buddy? Mr. Wiggles. His name is Hero, but she calls him Mr. Wiggles.
It's harder to say.
Why do you call him Mr. Wiggles? Because I want to. You hear her? Because I want to.
Be like, he's just like me. For real.
They both like, dude. I posted a picture of them both sleeping on my bed, and they both hogged my bed. Like there was nowhere for me to go. I was like,
Yeah, that's why you slept on the chair.
that's why. Like the dog and my kid both are like, you know what? You sleep on the couch.
Not me. I'll sleep on their bed.
Well,
Hey, we
she
should do that. Just to spite them.
doesn't have her own bed here.
I'll sleep on the dog bed. I'll assert my dominance.
My dog sleeps on my bed now. I'll just go sleep
Look,
somewhere.
That's all right. This is all just on you. This is entirely misplanning on your part.
Look, no, I didn't misplan. I just
You got one bed and 3 people who want it. So
it's a I don't get it. Like, you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up because I'm just making it worse.
Moving on.
Moving on. So we will do another special on Matsuri. So you guys notice the way we have it set up. We're not always gonna do it this way.
vertical.
Yeah, this is because we're on Instagram, and Instagram doesn't like
It likes the tall and short and
right, but it
narrow.
doesn't make adjustments for like the screen.
It don't.
So if everyone could do us a favor, if you could follow us on TikTok, we're trying to get to 1,000 followers. Once we get 1,000, we can live stream on TikTok. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I think the kid and the dog are hungry. Well, she's hungry for a charged iPad.
Hungry for knowledge.
Hungry for knowledge.
Arm yourselves with knowledge.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Jace, go ahead and plug in your stuff first.
Black Tower Stories on Twitch and YouTube, and then my Instagram is the Jace Burner, and that's where I post my dumb shit.
Bro, you smell like outside.
That's a dog.
But his fur, like, it traps the smell. Like when he goes outside, he smells like the great outdoors.
Well, if you were that hairy, you probably would too.
This is after he got a haircut. He had the his whenever his hair grows, it covers like his face, so he looks like that video like about the emo kid. Tonight will be the night that I would die for you.
D was it D flat or D sharp?
Yeah. Every time I see my dog with his hair is long,
he just came back from the Black Parade, so
yeah. I'll be like, hey, I'm like, Hero, did you just get back from the Burger King with your Burger Queen? But yeah, no, Black Tower Stories. You do that when?
Tuesdays we stream our game, and Thursdays we stream my interview show or Baldur's Gate.
Any other social medias you want to plug in?
Nah, we're weird.
Okay. Sonic, you are next.
All right. Follow me on Instagram here. I am Super Saiyan Sonic. I'm on Instagram. And also go in there and you can check out my link in my bio. That's where my link tree is. And you can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Please watch my videos. Spread the word. Never hurts to. Always helps the algorithm, as we say all the time. And yeah, follow me on Instagram again. Watch my weird shit. TikTok. I've been blowing up on TikTok. I don't know how. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, I mentioned earlier, next weekend, I will not be at BotCon. Instead, I will be at Anime Expo. So maybe I'll do some coverage. Maybe I'll drop some tea in the Discord. You never know. That's why you should join our Discord.
He's gonna be over there promoting, like, hey, tell me why you believe Anime Matsuri. I'm gonna do that at BotCon.
Do you know what Anime Matsuri is? I have no idea what that is. Do you know what Anime Matsuri is? I have no idea.
Tell me what is your favorite. Tell me what is your least favorite convention, and then tell me why it's Anime Matsuri.
There you go. You could do that. I've seen a lot of TikToks.
Loaded questions.
2 questions, sir. All right. So if you haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up. If you're watching if you're watching live, the replay. If you're watching on Instagram, check us out at YouTube, youtube.com/Geeks5Ever, Geeks5Ever. We're in the live tab. You got to go to the live section. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up, please, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Mm-hmm. And to be notified every time we go live, ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling button so you can be there or be square.
Yeah.
What, Jace? What?
So you can be there and be square? Okay.
Or be there or be square.
Arby's.
We don't have the meats. You got to get John's Love Package.
And buy a badge.
Yeah, and buy a badge and get the hotel and pay for parking because it's not for free.
Mm-hmm.
Plus shipping and handling.
Plus tracking. Yeah, and if you want them to smile at you, that's an extra $2. Oh, and I forgot to mention, because we went on a tirade about something that I completely forgot, but they still have the donation button on the event page on where you
donate negative money.
I think there's a minimum actually. Hold on.
I think they should do a Uno reverse card and you donate to me.
Can I get my refund back?
All right, so there is no minimum. You can donate $1. But apparently it does say the taxes and fees may apply to your donation.
That's kind of what the hell.
Those will also be part of your donation.
It does say here that donations are accepted and are appreciated to keep Anime Matsuri safe and secure.
From John.
And his love package. I still can't get over that. That's $1,200 you're going to spend at a convention. And that's if you get the super pass.
To get somewhere like 5 seconds earlier because there's no lines.
I'm curious as to who Love is, but I'm not that curious. I'm probably just not going to bother.
Who'd they trick to go to the convention this year? That's the real question.
Wait, how much did I get charged for this? All right, no, I don't know. If Vic is on the list, and I just saw a bunch of people I don't recognize. It was Hannah Bunny. I don't know who that is.
Hana Bunny. Oh yeah, that was not the same cosplayer. I think it was last year or 2 years ago that got like harassed or something like that. She didn't want to come like the day, like one of the days or something. If I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember. I think she got.
Is it the? Oh yeah, it's the one with. Well, I can see why John invited her. She's famous. She's got 2.2 million followers. I thought it was somebody we knew, but apparently not. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you check us out. Again, we won't be back until Monday next week, where we will do our BaCon Go Home show. I would get used to the Go Home shows. Those are going to be a regular thing for the conventions that we're going to attend. Wait, it'll be a Go Home show for Anime Expo and BaCon.
Yeah.
Because Sonic's going to Anime Expo, and we'll do a Go Home show if Jace will show up for Anime Fest.
Fest is until the end of July.
But we'll still do a Go Home show.
Oh, man. All right, I guess I have to show up for that.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Stay classy, and we will see you again next week. No special episodes later during the week. This week, that was just the last 2 weeks. All right, everyone. Peace.
Good night. See you guys next time.
Say bye, Zelda.
Bye, Zelda.
Bye. There you go. Bye.